Hey guys, we're here at Overland Expo, Southern California. This is the very first year of this event, and we wanted to show you guys some of our favorite builds here at the Expo. Let's go check them out. Hey guys, we're here at the Tacoma Lifestyle booth at Overland Expo, Southern California. It's the first one that they have done here in California, and we wanted to show you guys our awesome 4th Gen Tacoma build. We've changed this build up a little bit since bringing it to Expo last year, so we want to show you guys some of the updates. Starting off on the front of this truck, the first thing you're going to see is a CBI covert bumper with a ton of Dow Dynamics lighting. We have a Dow Dynamics Stage Series light bar right here, and then their Stage Series fog light kit for the 4th Gen Tacoma. These are insanely bright, and the cool thing about them is they're actually going to be redoing these light bars here in the next few months. So be on the lookout for those products. They're really cool. They include a backlight now on their light bar, which they didn't before. So it's going to give a really nice look, improved lighting, and they'll also match the rest of the Dow Dynamics lighting lineup. So these SS3s, this SS5 crosslink, they are insanely bright, but they also come with this backlight that looks really cool when you're driving. And so those light bars are now going to match the backlight on the pod lights. Now, the biggest thing that we have done to this truck since you guys have seen it last is it has now got 37-inch by 12.5 mud trains from Kenda. These things are incredible on this truck. The 37s really do a lot for the 4th Gen Tacoma. I thought 35s looked good on this truck, and that's kind of what everybody has gone to as they've gotten these trucks. 35 are kind of the new 33 for the 4th Gen Tacoma, but 37s take it to another level. So in order to get these tires to fit, we did have to do a Viper cut up front, which we had the guys at Best Off Road right next to our shop do. They also had to cut a little bit off the back as well, but other than that, they clear just fine. Haven't taken this thing off road yet, so we'll see if we have any more rubbing issues on when these tires get brought up. But I mean, we have this thing sitting on a little bit of a 18-inch step right here, and we're clearing everything just fine. We also updated the suspension on this build, so no more puck lift on this truck. We did a Ready Lift Falcon coilover with a Ready Lift upper control arm. Really cool thing about this kit, this is a new kit from Ready Lift. It is for the 4th Gen Tacoma and the 6th Gen 4Runner. Non-adjustable Falcon coilover up front, adjustable Falcon coilover in the back. So you don't get any front end adjustment, but the rear end you can stiffen up or make it softer depending on what your needs are. Okay, so moving along with this build, we also did a ton of armor updates from CBI and Prinsu. First things first, we did full CBI skids under this build. We run CBI skids on a bunch of other builds, and we really love high quality steel that they use, and they do a really good job at protecting the vehicle. We were running sliders for a little bit. We ended up taking them off just to increase ground clearance. Also, Colby just kind of likes this look, so we still have the sliders. They worked really well on the trail. And then the rear suspension is also really cool. On this Falcon kit, like I was saying earlier, you can adjust these shocks right here. So you have a couple of different adjustments, softer to more stiff on this shock. And then they also send you some heavier coils in the back as well, so you can run an increased weight capacity on the back of this truck, which is awesome. We threw a Prinsu Pro roof rack on top. That's what the light bar is mounted to. If we ever wanted to run anything like a rugged case on here or Max Tracks, anything, it just adds a lot more mounting capabilities and a lot more storage capabilities to the Tacoma. Coming around to the truck bed, we threw a soft topper on here. This is one of the coolest things about this build. Soft topper makes a very high quality alternative to a hardtop shell for the Tacoma. Cool thing about this is you can actually fold up all the sides, so you can get access in from all 3 sides of the vehicle. And then you can also fold the entire thing back. So if you did have something that you needed to put in your truck that was taller than the soft topper itself, you can just roll this thing back, use it as a truck bed for a little bit, and then throw it back together. So a lot of versatility with this soft topper. We love the way it looks, and it comes in 3 colors. You get black, tan, and gray. The black is held up really well in the sun. We've kind of just left it out in the sun to bake a lot of the time, and it hasn't faded. It's still water resistant, which is awesome. We really love the soft topper and the way that that looks. And then a really cool product that we have on this that isn't technically released yet is the Alpha X Nova Series taillight for the 4th Gen Tacoma. Okay, so these Nova Series taillights are actually available for pre-order right now. They should ship around May. I got to look at these the entire drive down. I was in the 4Runner, and I got to just kind of be following Colby the whole way down here. These look insane. It's a lot better look than the OEM taillight for this truck. You get a sequential turn signal, a really cool startup sequence, and they are insanely bright. And then when they are off, they give a really cool blacked out look, which looks amazing on this black wrap. So if you want to update the look of your 4th Gen Tacoma, definitely be on the lookout for these taillights. I love them. And then in the truck bed, it's a little dirty back here right now, but we have a decked drawer system. This is something that I've wanted on my personal Tacoma for a long time. One of the first things I wanted on my truck, actually. And they finally got it available for the 4th Gen Tacoma. So you can get 2 shelves or just the 1 shelf that Colby has done right here. Really easy install. It worked with bed stiffeners. We had to trim a little bit, but if you're not running bed stiffeners, it'll install just fine. We are running the Cali raised bed stiffeners on this truck just because we do have a couple of shelves planned to run on this thing, and we wanted to make sure the bed didn't bow out, so we threw bed stiffeners on from Cali raised as well. And you can find all of this stuff on our website. Okay, now we're gonna go walk around the expo and find our top 5 favorite Tacoma builds here at Overland Expo, Southern California. All right, so we are here at the C4 booth. They have their 4th Gen Tacoma out here, and a really cool thing about their 4th Gen Tacoma is they are rocking one of the very first full front bumpers for this truck. Now, they just introduced the C4 hybrid bumper for the 4th Gen Tacoma. Really cool thing about this is you can just rock the bumper. You can do a mid-height bull bar or a full bull bar like this one has right here. And they also did full Baja Designs lighting on this build. So you got the Baja pod lights, the light bar in the bumper, and then you got a light bar up here on their Sherpa Grand Teton roof rack, which is the roof rack they're running. And then they also have full C4 skids and rock sliders right here. And if you come around to the back of their build, they are also running a Sherpa bed rack with a Go FSR tent on it. Some max tracks on their roof rack as well, so they are utilizing that roof rack space. And then they have a C4 rear bumper for this truck now. So C4 has been killing it with the 4th Gen Tacoma products. It's really cool to see a full front bumper out for this truck. They're also running 35-inch tires on here, so it's a very capable Tacoma, and it's gonna be interesting to see them take this thing out onto some trails like in Moab or out in South Dakota, North Dakota, where they're at. But yeah, really cool build from them. Also a paint color. They did like this pearl on their truck, which is nice. I haven't seen a pearl Tacoma yet. But yeah, really cool build from them. Really simple, but it's just cool to see a full front bumper for this truck finally. Okay, we are here at the Method booth, and they have a 4th Gen Tacoma over here with 74 weld portal axles on it. So not only do you have a 37-inch tire on this truck, but you also have the increased lift from the portal axles. It's actually insane to see this truck compared to Colby's truck, which is also on 37-inch tires, and just how much more ground clearance portals give you. I don't know if you can see under here, but there is nothing is gonna drag on any rocks over here, and that's because you have these portals, which is essentially just like a bunch of gears that give you some more lift. So they go into your CV axle, drop it, the power down a little bit, and then goes into your wheel right here. So it's a really cool setup. The portals themselves are really expensive. I don't think we'll ever do it on our rig, but it's cool to see people that can't afford it throw the portals on this thing just to show us, give us some ideas of what we could do. But yeah, insane build right here. Baja Designs lighting all on this truck, as well as some rock sliders. I'm not sure which brand they are, but it's a really cool build that they brought here to the Method booth. Got custom Method wheels right here with 74 weld engraved into them. Westcott Designs roof rack. We also sell Westcott Designs on our website as well as Baja Designs. So there are a couple things that if you do want to buy that are on this truck, you can get them on our website, such as the Baja Designs lighting and the Westcott Designs roof rack. But pretty impressive build over here at the Method Race Wheels booth. Portals are pretty crazy. I've seen a few builds here now. There's a 4Runner in the parking lot we saw with the 74 weld kit on them, and it's just crazy how much ground clearance it gives you. So, okay, as we were walking around this truck, I also noticed something else that's pretty big that I forgot to mention, and that is the insane Fox Racing shocks that they have on this build. I believe these are the live valve shocks, which you can actually tune the dampening from inside the vehicle. Not 100%, but that's what it looks like to me. So pretty insane suspension setup with the 74 weld kit and these Fox Racing shocks. But yeah, this is, I think so far this might be my favorite build here. But there's still a couple of other builds that we want to check out. This Tacoma's pretty sweet. If you're at the build, hopefully, or if you're at the expo, hopefully you're able to check it out because it's pretty gnarly. Okay, so we're here at the Peak Suspension and CBI Prinsu booths, and they have this awesome 4th Gen Tacoma that is in the underground color. Now, like I said, underground is one of my favorite colors, so I'm always biased to an underground build. Cool thing about this is it's an iForce Max Tacoma. So I've only driven the non-hybrid versions. Now, this one does have the hybrid system that is paired with the engine and transmission just to give you some increased torque and increased power. It's still a TRD off-road though. It's not a TRD Pro or a Trail Hunter, but you do get that hybrid system that those vehicles have. Starting off up front, we got a CBI covert bumper on this build with Baja Designs lighting with their fog light kit kit and a 20-inch light bar. We also have some Alpha X headlights. Now these are also a pre-order item as well for the 4th Gen Tacoma. You get 3 projectors instead of the one that Toyota already gives you from factory, and a really cool DRL that you can switch between white or amber, and you should be able to do it with your phone from what I hear, which is pretty cool. As we move along this build, got peak suspension on this truck, you got peak suspension coilovers and an upper control arm, and then you also got peak shocks in the rear with their coil spring setup in the rear. So gives you about 2 inches of lift and some adjustability on these as well with the remote reservoir. You can increase your compression and your dampening. And a cool thing about this truck that you don't see a lot of is they got Stealth Customs wheels on this. I have a couple friends that are running Stealth Customs F5s on their build, and I love the way that they look. They went with a black wheel on this. That looks really clean. Continuing, got some Squadron Pro ditch lights on this, as well as XL linkable up top. Prinsu Pro roof rack with some Prinsu grab handles. These are all available on our site, but this gives you a ton of mounting capabilities. You got the wind fairing that allows you to run this XL linkable kit, so it's got cutouts in it so it'll clear the light. Cool thing about the Prinsu Pros, it's a little bit stronger than the standard Prinsu, so if you are wanting to kind of beat up your rack a little bit more, run some heavier things on top of it, it's going to be able to withstand that. CBI Trail rock sliders on this thing. So nice thing about these rock sliders is they're a high and tight build. So if you've seen on Colby's truck, he was running a step edition Overland rock slider, so gives you a little bit more space to like step on the rock slider and access your roof rack. These are more high and tight, so when you're on trails you won't be hitting as many things, and if you are, they kind of run closer to the rig. So it's kind of cool about these rock sliders. And then like I said, you got adjustable shocks in the rear with the peak suspension and new coil springs, so that kind of lifts you up on the back. CBI bed rack that's holding some roto packs and then a rooftop tent and awning. Love the CBI bed racks. We've run one on Colby's truck and our 3rd Gen Tacoma. They hold up great. They also look great, and they give you a ton of storage options. They also have a rear tire carrier from Rigged on this build. So no rear swing out bumper yet, but there are a couple of companies that are running these rear swing outs that just mount into the hitch. Rigid Armor on our website offers a really cool one. So if you want to pick one of those up, you can on our website. But that's been the CBI peak suspension 4th Gen Tacoma build. I think kind of hard to choose because this one's my favorite color, and it's kind of like a more livable Tacoma, but that Method Racing 70 Ford Weld build is pretty insane. They also have Alpha X taillights on this, which I love. Colby has them on his truck, and they look pretty sweet. So let's see if we can find some more trucks out here. Okay, so this year at Overland Expo, there's actually not as many Tacomas as there have been the last few years, especially with the 4th Gen coming out. Not as many 3rd Gens at all, a lot more 4th Gens. But we did see this Toyota Hilux, and we wanted to highlight this a little bit. Hilux is not sold here in America. It's sold pretty much everywhere else as the mid-sized truck of the world. So it's really cool to see one of these here. It's a right-hand drive. It's essentially the same thing. A lot of these come with a turbo diesel engine, which is also really cool. Something that we hopefully maybe will one day see in the future for the Tacoma, but probably not. So we had to stop and check this thing out. It's got a roof rack, nice camper setup on the back with a rooftop tent. But yeah, just kind of cool to see one of these here in America. Hilux is just something that you don't get to see every day. And it's a stick shift, I just noticed that. So another cool thing about this build. All right, and we're coming to the end of Overland Expo, Southern California. We wanted to stop by Trail Mammoth's 4th Gen Tacoma build. It is running a 38-inch sized Nitto Trail Grappler tire, which is absolutely awesome. It's running a new long travel kit from Wicked Creations. Got a couple little Morimoto lighting hits throughout it. So we got Morimotos right here on the side, and then we are also running Morimoto ditch lights up here as well. So this build is absolutely insane. 38-inch tires on a Tacoma just kind of seems unimaginable. So seeing it is pretty crazy. He is running a Cali raised roof rack up top with an RCA bed rack, got a rooftop tent. Kind of a sweet setup from him. Coolest thing that I thought though, and I might be biased, is he has our 4th Gen fang lights on here. So I'm just kidding, but it is cool to see our product on here as well. These fang lights are available on our website. They act as like a turn signal and then also a DRL running light. So pretty cool to see this build in person. It's pretty impressive. Sits a lot taller than a standard Tacoma, and even the jump from a 37-inch tire to a 38-inch tire is pretty crazy, just seeing Colby's compared to this. So if you want to follow him on Instagram, I'll link it below. But those have been some of the coolest Tacoma builds that we have seen throughout the expo today. right, guys, that's a wrap for Overland Expo Southern California. We appreciate you guys watching, checking out some of the cool builds here. If you guys missed us at this expo, we will be at Flagstaff Expo in a couple of months. And if you want to hit us up here in California again, this show will be going on next year, and we will be here, so make sure to stop by next year as well. If you guys want to see any of our other videos, make sure to like and subscribe and comment on this video and check out our YouTube channel. And if you like any of the merch that I'm wearing, go ahead and hit up our store, 4runner Tacoma or Tundra Lifestyle, where we have a ton of great merch for you guys to buy. Thanks again for watching, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.